50 years ago this month, a group of athletes gathered in Squaw Valley, California for the Winter Olympics. Part of the U.S. contingent, the 1960 men's ice hockey team unexpectedly surprised the world and brought home the Olympic gold medal by defeating the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, and Canada. Of these 17 remarkable men, 8 were from my home state, the great state of Minnesota. As anyone could see from watching this year's games, this outsized contribution from Minnesotans continues to this day. 20 years after this forgotten miracle, Team USA again shocked the world by miraculously defeating Finland and the vaunted Soviet Union to again win the gold medal. 13 Minnesotans played for the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, and a 14th was their coach. This year's Olympic men's ice hockey team was considered by many not to have a chance for a medal. They were too young, too inexperienced. They hadn't played together before. And the U.S. men hadn't defeated Canada in the Olympics in 50 years. Yet a week ago, despite being the underdog, Team USA upset the favored Canadians in their own arena. After defeating Switzerland and soundly beating Finland in the semifinals, Team USA played Canada a second time last night for the gold medal. Although we fell behind early, Zach Parisi, a Prior Lake, Minnesota native, tied the game with under a minute to play. Sadly for us, Canada would end up scoring in overtime to win the gold medal. But that cannot take away from what was truly a golden performance by the Americans. Jamie Langenbrunner from Cloquet, Minnesota, did a stand-up job as captain, leading and pulling together a team that included Minnesotans Eric Johnson from Bloomington and David Baucus from Blaine. The American women's ice hockey team was expected to be great, and they were. Before falling to Canada, they had outscored their opponents 40-2, with Edina native Natalie Darwitz as captain, and as well as Jenny Potter from Edina and Gigi Marvin from Warroad. They brought home a well-deserved silver medal. And of the 12 members of the U.S. Olympic curling team, 8 were from Minnesota. Natalie Nicholson of Bemidji and Allison Pottinger of Eden Prairie were on the women's team. The men's team was an all-Minnesotan affair, with John Schuster and Jason Smith of Chisholm, Chris Pleiss and Jeff Isaacson of Duluth, and John Benton of St. Michael. Even their coach, Phil Drobnik, is from Eveleth, Minnesota. Tony Benshoof of White Bear Lake is an Olympic luger. Kaylin Richardson of Edina was in her second Olympics, competing in alpine skiing. Wynn Roberts of Battle Lake was a competitor in the biathlon. Rebecca Bradford of Apple Valley is an Olympic speed skater. And Caitlin Compton and Garrett Kuzi, each of Minneapolis, competed in cross-country skiing. And there are many other Olympic athletes, like Lindsey Vonn, who have strong Minnesota ties, but reside now in other states which have mountains. Yesterday marked the end of the 2010 Winter Olympic Games in Vancouver. I'm so proud to see that there were more athletes in this year's Olympics from Minnesota than from any other state. 21 Minnesotans took part in these games. Most were in their first Olympics, a few others in their second games. Natalie Darwitz has been to 3. Jenny Potter has now been to 4, winning a medal each time. Isn't that something? 4-time medal-winning Olympian and mother of 2. 21 athletes from all over Minnesota who now will be going back to tending a bar or being a teacher or being an engineer or a mom. Natalie Nicholson will return to the Red Lake Indian Reservation as a nurse practitioner. The men's ice hockey players will be going back to finish their NHL season. John Schuster will be getting married. All will continue to inspire us. I want to congratulate every single one of these competitors, each has shown tremendous grit and determination to earn a place representing our nation in the Winter Olympics. Whether you won a medal or you simply gave it your all and competed, each of you is a champion. Olympians make the children of our state and of our nation dream of what they might do, and grown-ups like me of what we wish we could do, all while fulfilling their dreams on the world stage and representing our nation so admirably. We owe them thanks for their hard work, their perseverance, and most of all, for their heart. And I hope to have the chance in the coming weeks to meet with each of these Minnesota athletes so I can congratulate them in person.